Welcome to No Strings Attached, untangling conversations about shady topics. Hosted by Roger Magalhaes, this podcast pulls back the curtain on the window covering industry with expert insights and a splash of Brazilian flair. Whether you're an installer, designer, dealer, or just fed up with crooked blinds, get ready for real tips, industry know-how, and plenty of laughs. Now, let's get untangled.
Hello. Welcome to another show of No Strings Attached. My name is Roger Magalhaes, and I am your host. If this is your first time here, welcome to the show. And if you have been here before, welcome back. Today is the show based on my last newsletter called Blind Audacity. But before we get to that, I want to share some really awesome news with you. We got a sponsorship for our show. It is a online retailer for window coverings called blindsonline.com, run by some people with a ton of experience in the industry. And basically, it is a nonsense place to get your window coverings at a very affordable prices. You know, when you are overwhelmed with choices, not there. Blindsonline.com is the place with nonsense has no place. So check them out. Let them know that you heard about them on the show. And I'm glad I am part of that experience now. Now, back to the show. My newsletter, my Blind Audacity newsletter, is usually about my personal experience, things that happen throughout the month that I share with my subscribers just to create a bond between the audience and this guy here on the other side of the mic. Over time, people realize I'm not a big corporation. They are just buying from a regular guy with flaws, with strength, and that's the whole idea behind sharing personal things. So last Sunday, I sent out the newsletter for July. It basically was just another crazy month. A lot of things going on. He's still dealing with construction from post-hurricane, believe it or not. We are on the final stages, working on the outside now. They are fixing the yard, paving, and hopefully another month or so, everything will be done. On top of that, an incredible amount of heat. So this is my third summer here in Florida, and this is definitely the hottest and humidest so far. So to get you an idea, Sunday I was building a piece of furniture on a backyard under the shade, and I drank over 5 liters of water just because of the heat and the sweat. Incredible. So everything was just normal until on the 22nd, we got the news that Oz passed. Now, what Ozzy has to do with shades? Pretty much not a lot. But not people are going to agree with me because Oz was a creature of his own DNA. And, you know, I get it. If it's not your cup of tea, no problem. Not everyone likes the color pink either. Not everyone likes Budweiser either. So everyone has a thing. And heavy metal, it is a thing that motivates me, excites me, pumps me, gives me the energy that I need. If you don't get it, I understand. But I just want to pay tribute to Ozzy and to be quite honest, it wasn't really Ozzy himself. I never met the guy. I actually went to the show, but you know what I mean. If we cross paths, he doesn't know who I am. So I read on Facebook this week or last week, and a big message was why so many people said about Ozzy. Well, first, he's a global icon, fans all over the world. But this wasn't the point. The point was he created music or, songs, whatever, that created memories. It was birthday parties, it was first time driving, it was turning 21, it was going to college, it was graduations, all those kind of things. And guess what? We get older, we age. In Ozzy, it was just a continuation of our youth. Now Ozzy's gone, so is a part of our youth. We cannot take it back. We definitely enjoyed the moments we had, and I am sure I personally going to still make memories based on his music. The point that I'm trying to share with you, we are aging. Today is different than tomorrow. Yesterday cannot be changed. So live your life to the fullest. Enjoy the moments. As you get older, you realize the clock is a lot shorter ahead of you than has been in the past. So everything you do today helps you create your future yourself down the road. Sometimes it's a better one, sometimes it's a worse one. Which version of yourself you want down the road? So if you go back to my newsletter, and I'll leave the link here below, I made some parallels based on Ozzy's music with some the things that I do about window shades. So it was kind of funny, at the same time real, how each song somewhat shaped how I present myself today, how I show products myself today. So think those as an opportunity for you. Perhaps we're not talking about rock and roll at all. Perhaps your passion is sports, or is traveling, or is cooking. It doesn't matter. You do have passions, you do have people that you admire. Take those lessons, take those places, take those passions, mix them together. Take the best of each. Create your own memories, create your own journey, create your own path. My point is this: as time goes by, there's a lot of things we cannot do anymore because time doesn't make sense. Perhaps the body doesn't make sense. I had an experience with my mom a few years back. If you don't know, I'm going to share this quickly. I grew up struggling, so we had a very limited life growing up. Working class parents, very limited money. We could not afford a lot of things. So we had a lot of wishes. Once I lived in the US, I was established, making some good though, I went back to visit my mom once and was sitting on the table. Actually, she was washing dishes. I was leaning on the counter next to her and, talking about life and things. And I told Mom, now we're rich. Now we can travel. Now we can do things that we never done it before. She shut the faucet, turned to me and said, you know what? Now we have the sources to do what we want, but I don't have the health to pursue a lot of things that I wish I could. So that hit me really hard. So it was a big wake-up call. On top of that, sharing that story with a friend of mine, she suggested a book called Died with Zero. Basically, it tells you to enjoy the moment when you can. For example, you don't want to save all your money and go snow ski when you're 89. It's not going to fly. You don't have the body for that anymore. Don't work every single hour to provide a nice college fund for your kids and miss that graduation day because it's not going to happen again. See my point? So enjoy your life. And obviously, I am guilty as charged. I've been there. I've done that in the past because I didn't know any better. As time goes on and you learn and you get older and you realize the clock is running against you, and here and there, like the death of Ozzy and a few other things that just happen on a regular basis, if you pay attention to them, those are signs that you should enjoy life, create a balance, between work and pleasure. Because I don't know about you, but I still need to pay bills. So money doesn't fall out of the sky, So mix the two. Work as a necessary evil. I actually like to work, so I don't see it that way. But I have a lot of friends that just think if they could do something else other than work, and if they didn't need the money, they would. I like to work personally, but anyway, the point is balance work, pleasure, enjoy the things you do, put the passion into create something meaningful for you, for others, for your future. That's my message for today. Not really window covering related, but somehow it is. Check it out. Check the blog. Read the parallels I create between Ozzy's music and window shades. Also, check it out, blindsonline.com, our new sponsor. And leave your comments down below. Until next time, thanks for listening. Pay attention to the signs. Enjoy life. Take care.
That's a wrap for this episode of No Strings Attached, untangling conversations about shady topics. If you enjoyed today's discussion, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with fellow industry pros and window treatment enthusiasts. For more expert insights, follow Roger on social media and visit Shades in Place at www.shadesinplace.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep your shades stylish and your conversations shady.